So guys, guess what? I've caught Kim Kardashian in another lie, and I told you guys that we would. I said this is one lie she won't be able to keep up with because she's so selfish. Kim is not the one who gives to a man, she's the one that takes from a man. No, if you guys remember, it was about season 5, I would say, not season 6. I think it was about season 5 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, wherein she was talking to her mom, Kris Jenner, and she was telling her mom, I'm going to put this closet over here, I'm going to extend this room, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and all of that jazz. Honey, no. Kim has completely changed her tune. Any surprise there? Absolutely not, because we knew this was coming. And anyone who knows how much Kim lies knows it was coming. So, on one of the most recent episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashian, Kim was like, she's grown so accustomed to being single that she really doesn't know how to accept anyone in her space. She has her TV shows that she likes to watch, and she can't imagine like being in a room with someone and the person wants to watch something other than what she wants to watch. I kid you not. I kid you absolutely not. So she went from being so madly in love in season 5 to being so deeply single in season 7. I kid you not. So let's take a look at this clip together, and then we're going to come back and talk some more about it.
I would say like you get really comfortable the longer you're single. You get really comfortable being single, and like the thought of sharing your bed or your TV shows with like someone else becomes less and less appealing because you get so set in your ways. But it's okay to just, close down a little bit and focus on just the things that I want in life.
Okay, I knew that many of you did not buy that single, not single, I should say. I know that for many of us, we didn't buy her, being so madly in love in the first place. I know many of you guys did not buy it because like over here, we know how Kim rolls and we know that she lies a lot. And I said to you guys, like the lie that she was putting out there, it is so ridiculous because she's not someone that gives, she's someone that takes. And I was saying, I don't know how she thinks she's going to be even able to keep up with this lie or pull off this stunt of a lie, because she's going to come back and shoot herself in the foot. Remember, guys, I always say every time Kim opens her mouth, she keeps put her foot in it. And this is just one such example. And I know many people may say, but what if she and that person is no longer together? Listen, that person never existed in the first place. Why do you think we have been calling that person her imaginary boyfriend all this time? It couldn't be that, if Kim was in her 30s and she had said it, I would say, yeah, I can see the possibility of her being in a relationship and then the relationship being over. But you have to realize that Kim is now in her 40s. And after Pete Davidson, I said, Kim is not going to take any chance with a relationship because, make no mistakes, I believe that what Kim and Pete had was just PR, nothing serious. But I believe that Pete and Kim has canceled each other out so badly that dating doesn't look good anymore on either of the two. It's as though they have literally cursed themselves into being undateable. Because no, I don't even want to talk about Pete because the guy's mental health is so unstable at this point. He is on so many different drugs, just fighting for his life. He's been in and out of rehab, and when you realize that someone is fighting, you don't rub salt in their wounds. I think it is just inhumane to know that someone has a genuine problem, something that they've been so vocal about, and to be rubbing salt in their wounds. It doesn't matter what Pete has done in the past, when you learn about Pete's story and you research his history, you want to give him empathy irrespective of the things that he has said about Kanye, about take your meds, you know. I tell you, karma is a bitch, you know. Ask Pete. He can tell you for sure. Karma is such a, you know what. So I'm just saying, even though Kim Kardashian, what she had with Pete Davidson, I don't believe it was serious. I believe it was all PR. They've canceled out each other when it comes to dating. They've both made each other undateable. So I don't think that the mistakes that Kim would normally make before Pete, she's going to make those mistakes after Pete, because I believe she, as you know, came to the realization that even playing around, you know, with a PR boyfriend thing can be very damaging to her image and reputation. We saw her playing around with Odell Beckham Jr. and it left her, you know, in a very bad spotlight, because Odell Beckham Jr. was off for the games until she was like, oh, he has good genes. I want to have a baby with him. And the guy was like, what the heck are you talking about, Kim? You're taking things a bit too far now. I'm out of here. See you later, you know? So Odell Beckham Jr. was just out of there the moment she started playing those games. So just imagine Odell Beckham Jr. telling you that there are terms and conditions to this game, that he'll play with you, but he's not going to go as far as you saying that you want to have a baby with him. Like, he's taking no chance, no risk whatsoever with that. So as such, I don't think that Kim is going to play around like that anymore, to the point where in 2 seasons ago, she would be so madly in love with someone that that person is going to move in her house. And then this season, I'm so single and I've been single for so long, because she's saying, as you can hear, she's literally saying it. She's literally saying she has been single for so long that she has no idea if she was supposed to share her space, how she would go about sharing her space. She really doesn't know how she would go about doing such. And the truth is, you can't be mad at her for being honest, you know? I mean, it's exposing how much of a liar she is, but at the same time, you really cannot be mad at her for being honest with us. She's being honest with us, and I think that's the most important thing. And why I know she's being honest with us, because I know some people might, but how do you know she's being honest? Well, if you listen to many women these days, especially women in their late 30s and 40s, many women are choosing celibacy. Women are tired of dealing with men and their BS. A lot of women are so tired. A lot of women take pleasure in just hanging out with their girlfriends, going to the spa, getting their hair and their nails done, and just connecting spiritually, because a lot of women are realizing that they are a lot healthier, mind, body, and soul, without men. A lot of them realize that they're able to have a deeper, better connection with God without men, especially if they're not married. So women want one of two things in this day and age. They want a really good, solid man who truly knows how to be a man, one who is God-fearing, and one who is faithful, one who is about protecting them and protecting their peace. Remember, that's what Cardi B says. She wants someone to keep her safe, but she really did not give herself the time and the healing that she needed to find the person who would keep her safe. Instead, she went for the drama with Stefan Diggs, and we're all here just waiting for that to run its course so that she can go to therapy, get some girlfriends that are older than she is. And this is one thing us as women need to understand. It is so important for us to have friends that are older than you are. You know how people say sometimes your friends have to be in your age group? No. It's okay to have friends It is okay to have friends that are younger than you are and older than you are. So the younger friends are going to keep you up to date with all the little tricks of this world that you might not even be aware of. So those youngins will let you know how to spot a scamming from a mile away, because the youngins are up in technology like that. They know the tricks, they know the shortcut. So as an older woman or even man, you need to have younger friends. Your younger friend knows as they would say, the 411. Right? And your older friend now is leaning towards more wisdom. They've been through all the storms, the weather. They are in there, what I love to call their God consciousness. That's what I like to call it, because oftentimes when I examine these women, I can tell you that they're in their God consciousness phase. Nothing phases them. If they're married to a man for 100 years and that man is going to leave, they have weathered so many storms and so many different weathers that if the man is going to leave and the man says he wants half of what she has, she is in her God consciousness, so much so that she knows that material things is not it. There's a lot more to that material thing. And she's going to say, yeah, go ahead, take the half, just hurry up, make it quick and leave. So when you look at a Tasha K, women like those, they're in their God, consciousness phase of life. They've been through all the storm, all the weather, and they know that your health is the most important thing that you can ever have, not money so much. And as such, those women, the older women, they see things from a mile away, and they'll help to encourage you to navigate through the storms and the different weathers of life. Take, for example, we have Sloan Bella on here who, encourages people to get out there, go to a class, whether exercise might not be your thing, but connect with nature, walks, go to class, do something. And while you're doing something, give back a little, and then you have Prophetess Celeste on the other hand, who encourages women and reminds you how to stay connected in your faith, how to stay grounded and all. So my point is, when someone is of a Kim Kardashian age, they really, really and truly have no reason to lie about their relationship status anymore. And if you do see them lying, just give them a little while. They're going to come back and they're going to speak the truth, because they can't even keep up with their own lies. And that is what is going on with Kim. Kim is not even able to keep up with her own lies anymore. And as such, she is stepping forward with her truth. And her truth is she's single. She has been so single for so long, she really doesn't know how to share her space should it come to that. Does it mean that she doesn't go out on dates and connect with people? No, it absolutely does not mean that, because I believe she goes out on date. I believe that she goes on a date here and there. But then women like those are very hard to date, because you have to come off pretty impressive. She wants someone to help lift her image and her reputation. And she has kids as well. And she knows that kids have no filter. She has to be very careful who she takes around those kids. Those are West. They have no filter already, so she is going to be very tactful, very calculated about who she takes around those kids and what that person qualities are. So as such, I really believe she is single and she's just, waiting for God to bring that man to her at her doorstep. And if God doesn't bring that man to her at her doorstep, she is going to remain single for the rest of her life. But I can definitely see her getting married again. I can definitely see her getting married one last time. And if this last marriage doesn't work, it's going to be it when it comes to marriage for her. She may move on to be, Kris Jenner, with a Corey Gamble, and that's it. If she gets a fourth marriage and it doesn't work, that's what I think she's gonna do. But anywho, guys, I want to hear from you. Let me know what's your take, what's your opinion, providing you have one. While you're at it, everything you're supposed to do on this video to support your girl. Peace.